Hi, second grade. I miss you guys so much. Today we're going to do writing lesson 12. If you have your box and bullet plan from yesterday that you completed, I want you guys to take it out and I want you to have it with you for later on in the lesson. So the expectations are the same as always. If you see the pencil and paper, you're writing. If you see the headphones, it means you're listening and participating. And if you see the computer, it means that you are going to be entering something onto Google Classroom. Okay, I want you to read our objective. Scholars will be able to, your turn. Scholars will be able to use box and bullet plan to write an extended response. So today we're going to take our plan that we wrote yesterday or the day before, and we're going to turn it into an extended response. This is something that we saw last week, and I'm really excited that we're able to do this again. So this is extra practice at that. Okay, so we read The Shade Seller. If you want to read this by yourself, it's going to be posted in the Google form, so you guys can go and reread it. Your box and bullet plan should be complete with your topic sentence and your evidence. So right now, our plan is ready to go. We might want to use this as a reference. It's up to you. It will be in the Google form if you need it. Okay, so this was my example from yesterday. So this is my box and bullet plan. I have the question, the folktale The Shade Seller follows a traditional story structure in which a problem occurs, a character solves the problem, and the story teaches a lesson. What is the central problem in the story? How does the character solve it? What lesson does the reader learn? Use details from the story to support your response. So this is our CFS from the paragraph, from creating a paragraph that we used last week. So remember, when we're turning our box and bullet plan into a paragraph, we're always going to have an indent. What comes after the indent? Everybody should be saying topic sentence. Yeah, your topic sentence can be found in your box. So whenever you're copying down the topic sentence, if you get confused, like, I don't know where my topic sentence is, it's always in the box. So this is a topic sentence, this is a topic sentence, and this is a topic sentence. That's what your paragraph is going to be all about. Then you're going to copy down your evidence. You're going to copy down your, everybody should be saying evidence. So your evidence are your bullets. So after you copy down your topic sentence, you're going to copy down your bullets. The thing about the evidence is you don't just want to write, M believes he owns tree and shade. That's not a complete sentence. So our job when we're writing the paragraph is to stretch the evidence out into a complete thought. After we do that with both pieces of evidence, we have to do a conclusion sentence. We have to do everybody should be saying conclusion sentence. That means that we're just summing up our paragraph. We're wrapping it all up and leaving the reader with one last thought about what the paragraph's about. A lot of times what I do is I go back to the topic sentence and I reread it and I use different words to say the same thing. So for example, I would just reread it and come up with a sentence that's kind of similar. We're going to see examples of that as we're going through. Okay, so this was my box and bullet plan from yesterday. Yours should look different because I have a different question than you. So I'm going to use the CFS to turn it into a paragraph. So what comes first when I'm writing my paragraph? The first thing is my indent. Remember, for your indent, you're going to put 2 fingers down onto the first line of the paper, and then you're going to write. And then when you go to the next line, you're going to lift that finger up. You only need an indent on your first line. Then I'm going to copy my topic sentence. The topic sentence is directly from the box. You don't need to fix it. You're just copying down whatever you wrote in that box. So I wrote, the central problem of the story, The Shade Teller, is that a young man wishes to sit under the shade, but a greedy merchant does not want to share a shade. After I do my indent and my topic sentence, what comes next? Everybody should be saying evidence. So now I'm going to copy down my evidence. So I have written down M, which remember means merchant. Merchant believes he owns the tree and the shade. So to stretch this out, I put, in the beginning, the merchant is very angry that the young man sits under the tree. He believes that he owns the tree, therefore he owns the shade. So that was my first evidence about the merchant. Now, my second piece of evidence is going to be in green. It's going to be that the young man believes that the shade's for everybody. This shows that this is their problem. They're not getting along. So I'm going to say, however, the young man believes the tree belongs to everyone. He thinks that the shade is for everybody. So now I'm going to think about my central, I'm going to think about how I can tie this all up for my conclusion sentence. So I'm going to say the central problem is that the men are arguing over who owns the shade. So if you're having trouble coming up with that conclusion sentence, I'm going to go back and I want to talk about how they're having issues sharing the shade. So in different words, I just said the central problem is that the men are arguing over the shade. Just taking that topic sentence using different words. So now I'm just going to review my CFS because you always want to check your CFS. So I have my indent. Remember, I have those 2 fingers down. Good, I'm done. Next part of the CFS, my topic sentence. Do I have it copied directly from the box, from my box and bullet plan? Yep, awesome. So now I can move on. I want you to give me a thumb up, thumb down. Do I have my next piece of evidence? Everybody should be holding a thumb up. Yeah, I have my next piece of evidence. What about the second piece of evidence? Do I have that second piece of evidence? Everybody should be holding a thumb up. It's in green. And then my conclusion sentence. Do I have a sentence that wraps it all up? Everybody should be giving me a thumb up. We're going to do this again. Remember, I had 3 box and bullet plans, so I'm going to do this 3 times. I'm going to have 3 paragraphs. So this is my first paragraph. Next paragraph. Okay. All right, what comes first? Everybody should be saying indent. If you said topic sentence, remember that the indent always comes first. This shows that a new paragraph is starting. So after my indent, what comes after my indent? You can use your CFS as a tool. Everybody should be saying topic sentence. So I'm copying my topic sentence down exactly as it is. The young man offers to buy the shade and tricks the greedy merchant. What comes after my topic sentence? Awesome, my evidence. So for this, I actually have 3 pieces of evidence. So my paragraph CFS is actually a little wrong. I should actually have evidence, and another box that says evidence. We're going to pretend that it's there for right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm stretching out my evidence. So where I have M sells shade, I don't want to put that down. That's a fragment sentence. That would be wrong. I'm going to put the merchant thinks he solves the problem by selling the shade in paragraph 7. For my next one, I'm going to talk about how that young man is following the shade. So I'm going to say, however, as the hours passed, the shade moved with the sun, and so did the young man. The young man said he was following his shade. And then I'm going to sum it all up and I'm going to say, the young man tricks and moves from his porch and into his house. Now to wrap it all up with my conclusion sentence, I'm going to have to look at my topic sentence. The young man offers to buy shade and tricks greedy merchant. So I want to say something about tricking the greedy merchant. So I'm going to say, the young man tricks the greedy merchant by saying he owns the shade. Perfect. So I'm just going to talk about that again. I have all parts. I have my indent, my topic sentence, my evidence, and my conclusion sentence. Now it's going to be your turn. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do on the Google form. So on the Google form, you're going to answer question 1, 2, and 3. You're going to turn this into a paragraph. So pick your best choices. You're going to turn it into a paragraph just like Miss Polencars did in the last slides. When you're done with questions 1, 2, and 3, you're going to watch the next video.